At the beginning of the 20th century, the United States was not a middle-class nation. Most Americans were either wealthy industrial owners at the top or low-paid workers at the bottom. Factory labor was unstable, wages were inconsistent, and long working hours left little room for savings, education, or home ownership. Economic security was rare, and social mobility was limited. This began to change as the American industrial system evolved. Advances in mechanization and mass production dramatically increased productivity. Factories learned how to produce goods faster and at lower cost. As production became more efficient, everyday items, clothing, tools, household goods, and eventually cars, became cheaper and more widely available. For the first time, ordinary workers could realistically afford manufactured products. At the same time, wages slowly began to rise. Between the 1910s and the 1940s, real wages increased across many industries, helped by productivity growth, labor reforms, and changing employment practices. The adoption of shorter workdays and more predictable schedules gave workers stability. A steady income allowed families to plan for the future rather than merely survive the present. By the 1920s, a new economic pattern emerged. Workers were no longer just producers, they were consumers. Industries depended on broad public demand, not just elite buyers. This connection between wages, productivity, and consumption formed the backbone of a growing middle class. Home ownership increased, children stayed in school longer, and access to healthcare and savings improved. After World War II, this system expanded further. Government policies such as the GI Bill, infrastructure investment, and housing finance programs reinforced middle-class growth. Manufacturing jobs provided steady employment, and economic growth was widely shared. The American middle class was not created by a single moment or one individual. It emerged over decades through structural economic changes that linked work, wages, and consumption. This system reshaped daily life and defined the United States for much of the 20th century, making the middle class a central pillar of American society and economic identity.